Hello.
Hello, hello, people. Is there anybody here? Please say hi in the chat if you're here.
Well,
Let's
Evan's
see.
here. Evan's
Evan's
always here.
here. Thank you, Evan. But let's see if anybody else joins. I'm gonna have the chat on my phone just to see.
Exciting
on.
times. So the chat should come up on your side at least in the
Yeah, it's there. But
in here.
it's usually a little delayed, right? That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, it can be, I guess, but it's not
Yeah.
too bad. So how are you,
Okay.
Saran?
I'm good. I'm excited for the
Now,
event.
should it be-
Obviously.
Now, should it be Saran or Saran or
Honestly, I don't mind. I've like many years, like people have just had all kinds of pronunciations for my name. I've just got used to it. I don't mind. Just go with anything.
Cool, because it's one of those things that like you never quite know because people don't say their own name that often on their own videos. I mean, I try and make it clear that it's iCaveDave and people can
I mean,
do
Dave's
that.
a pretty easy name. I mean, yeah, like it's not.
Hey, why are you mocking my culture now? What are you mocking my culture for?
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Oh, we got Joe. Thank you, Joe, for stopping by. I appreciate that.
iCave and Duran. See, Joe's worried that he was going to get the Dave part wrong. That's why I just put iCave plus Saran equals perfection. And he's right. It is a match made in heaven, I think.
Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how this pilot episode goes.
Absolutely. I mean, it's off to a perfect start, I think. I don't think any podcast has ever sounded this good to begin with. But anyway, how's your week been? Because I think that's how you have to start a podcast. You have to find out how each other is. How's your week been, Saran?
All right. I mean, just a usual week. Just there's not much happening in my life right now. Just chilling, really.
It's pretty chill, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, just waiting for this event. That's really the best part of the week. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and we say this event. It does look like there's actually going to be 2 events now, which is
yes
ruined the video that I put out this morning.
Yeah, German just randomly drops information like casually. Like his newsletter has all kinds of waffle, but then randomly he tweets this pretty major tidbit, in my opinion.
Yes, there's far more useful stuff in a random tweet than the entire newsletter since he started doing it. And I know John Prosser is like famous for mocking Mark Gurman's newsletters, but I'm 100% with him. Like, there's so much fluff and no real useful stuff. And I think he started it at just the wrong time. I think he started
during the drought.
Just as everything got like completely dry. So he's been trying to fill it out. He's been talking about who's going to take over from Tim Cook because obviously that's the breaking news story.
Okay, that's how I highlight. I've never highlighted a comment before. We have
gone straight into the serious stuff now. Right, we need to read this out because we are going to do this as an audio podcast, of course. So have we worked out where we're going to upload that yet? I guess we should probably do that too.
Yeah, we'll work out. I mean, this is like a pilot. As I say, it's a pilot, so we'll just. I guess we'll do the official like episode 1 after the event, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a trailer and some music and stuff at the beginning. You know, we'll see. But I would say Anchor FM is probably a good place. But Evan Rogers, we have a comment here. So shall I do the reading? Evan Rogers, how big do you think the A15 SoC die will be? A14 is 88 meters to the cube. I guess that's 80
squared, right? 88 meters squared.
I'm hoping it means millimeters, but maybe it's 88 meters. M1 is 120 millimeters squared. So
okay,
yeah. I'm assuming we're not talking about square meters because otherwise the A14 is a lot bigger than I thought. And maybe folds
huge.
Up.
Well, okay. I don't know these technical things, but I'm assuming it's a smaller chip, right? Because it's 5 nanometer plus. So does that mean it's? I'm not sure if does that mean it's going to be the same size or slightly smaller.
I'm gonna say it's around about the same size.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's going to be around about the same size. That would be my best guess. I think it's going to be around about 88 millimeters, maybe up to 92. Let's throw that number out there.
Okay.
And then we've got something to work against. What do you think, Saran?
I completely agree. Dave,
92. So you could have gone 1 millimeter either side of mine, and then
no.
That's how the game
we don't want to
works.
start any beef, we're just starting this podcast. No beefing right now.
No, if we get beef, that's exactly how this sort of thing takes off. In fact, what can we say about John and Sam over on the Genius Bar? Because I feel like we need some attention.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what's there to say.
I mean, they're pretty uncontroversial. I don't think John's ever said anything that's upset anyone. Do we think, because he was very quiet until today, I was worried that the snipers had got to him after the iPhone 14 leaks.
14 leaks, yeah.
I think that was pretty worrying, actually. I was getting a little bit concerned for his safety.
I believe we cannot, if we go on Anchor, right, it just uploads to all the platforms. Is that how it works? I
believe so, yeah. I think
Apple needs to first verify us. I think there's a process, application process.
Apple's the one that took forever, because when I first started doing Living on iPad, like a year and a half-ish ago, however long it was, a while ago, when I first started doing that, I was going to put everything out as a daily podcast as well, and I was uploading it to Anchor, and everything was going fine. It was in Spotify, it was in, I don't know what the other ones are, but I'm sure there are other podcast services. SoundCloud, is that a thing? Sure, there. It went to everywhere apart from Apple Podcasts. And then I think about 3 months ago, I got a message from Anchor saying, your podcast has been approved. And I was like, I haven't uploaded anything to it for 8 months because I just gave up because nothing was happening with the podcast side. So I kind of gave up on that side of things. And then, Apple was like, yeah, you're cool. Eventually.
I have, okay, let's read this. So Miles Tech says, I have 12 Pro, thinking about 13 Pro Max. I would actually, I think for a year-over-year upgrade, like there's actually quite a few improvements with the 13 Pro series, like the 120 hertz always on display, the new camera features. So I would actually consider upgrading.
There's a lot of features in it this year that I don't care about at all.
Okay.
and I think they're controversially not cared about at all because it's things like promotion. I don't care. I'll be
honest, I don't care. I don't really care that much. I've had the iPad Pro for 4 years now. I don't really care about 120 hertz. Like it's not. Go ahead. Sorry.
Does your regular iPhone feel jerky because you've used the iPad Pro?
Nope.
Because I kind of feel like it's one of those things where if you've got it and you've used it, it's going to feel like this is crap now when you go back to a 60 hertz. But I don't feel like there's much of an improvement when you go up to 120. But I don't know.
iOS for me, the animations always quite... I feel like the animations do the job in trying to recreate like a 120 hertz. And also the touch... what's it? I forgot what...
The latency.
What's it called? The latency, yes. It's really... These panels are insanely good in that regard. So... I don't know. I don't really have an issue with the 60 hertz panels, but I am looking forward to always on display. I want that so bad.
That I think is interesting. What they do with it will be interesting, and I think it's got to be always on sometimes, which I know doesn't make much sense. But what's the point in it being on when it's in your pocket?
No, I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah.
So I think the proximity sensor, if it's in your pocket, should probably turn it off. But if it's just sitting on the side, then maybe it should be on. I think that would be quite cool. There was something about the... I think the big thing that's going to make more difference than anything else about this next iPhone is portrait mode video. That's the one thing that I actually care about. Because I was saying that was going to come last year when they put LiDAR on the iPhone 12. The 12 Pro and the Pro Max. I was like, that must be what it's for. Because that would be awesome. And I think there was probably, I don't know whether it was just the A14 wasn't quite up to it or what the issue was.
I believe Max said the output was not to their, it wasn't satisfactory to Apple, which is understandable because Samsung's had this since the S10, but it's absolutely crap. Like it looks so bad. And I'm hoping LiDAR changes. Like I'm hoping LiDAR can help improve it, but we'll have to see.
Does anyone else have LiDAR on their cameras? Is that an actual iPhone innovation? Because
I think that's an iPhone only. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that everyone complains about is that Apple just borrows everyone else's stuff. Joe, yes, you can tweet this out.
We've already, both of us have tweeted this out. You can just retweet.
Something so you can rot. What? I don't know what the end part of that means.
Retweet.
Okay, cool. That makes far more sense. I didn't know why you were going to rot as a result of tweeting it.
We have 8 people. Thank you. That's you know what? I'll take that for a channel that we just started. Like what, 12 subscribers?
We've got 12 subs. We haven't put a video. This is the number 1 video. This is
exactly. This is impressive.
Insane growth.
Okay, what will surprise you about the Apple event tomorrow?
If they don't do one, that will be such a surprise. Tim's just an empty stage, and then the credits roll. I think they should do it sometime. Just troll.
What would surprise me? I think maybe MacBook Pro. I mean, like the very, very small chance we see MacBook Pros, but apart from that, I think everything. Well, iPhone 13, iPad 9, Apple Watch, AirPods. Yeah.
See, I'm still not 100% because it doesn't even look like iPad 9 is coming, does it? Or iPad Mini.
That's what I'm not sure about. Because this is the thing, okay? So Gurman says yesterday there's 2 events, Mac iPad event happening later. But then previously he said that he pointed out the iPad 8 was out of stock and said that the reason why was the iPad 9 is coming soon. So that would suggest a September release. So but at the same time, like Gurman's pretty vague about things. So I'm not sure where to side with this. I think we'll still see the iPad 9 in September purely because we've seen the iPad 8 and 7 in September. So, and also the iPad 9 is a pretty minor refresh. They could just like allocate 5 minutes just talking about it, and then maybe
you say that they will get a solid clean. It looks to me as well like the iPad 9 is going to be basically the iPad Air 3, but with an A13, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to have laminated display, which apparently is very important to someone. For me,
it's actually very important.
Okay.
I actually do. That's a big upgrade for me. But anyways, yeah.
So I'll tell you why it isn't for me, because I'm probably going to be getting these for my kids, 2 of them, which is expensive in the first place.
Harder to repair. Yeah,
exactly. I've replaced a lot of iPad screens, digitizers, and the digitizer cost me 12 quid from eBay, and it works absolutely fine. If I've got to get a Retina display with every digitizer that I have to replace, that's going to be a pricey meatball.
I am surprised by this show. 60 to 120 hertz is life changing. I wouldn't say life changing. I can notice a difference, but it's not like a huge deal in my opinion.
I mean, I'm sympathetic about the way his life is going. If that's going to change it.
Yes.
Sorry, Joe.
I agree. Battery life. I'm like the 13 Pro Max, 4,300 million powers. It's going to be amazing.
It's like 18 to 20% bigger, right, for the Pro Max?
Yeah.
And the
I'm assuming. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. The other thing that I think is quite interesting is that everyone's saying that the Apple Watch is going to get substantially better battery life than it has had in the past. Like the first time it's had a real leap in battery life, which is interesting because it looks smaller. It looks like it's going to be substantially thinner, like 1.5 mil thinner.
We heard about I think it was Digitimes. I know they're not very trustworthy, but they did say that the S7 chip is going to be shrinking, and just components in general. Double-sided SiP. Yeah, and components in general are going to be shrinking, probably to accommodate the larger battery. So hopefully we do see a big improvement.
And also, I think that the thickness difference is mainly going to be because they're taking that curve off the screen assembly, and I don't think that the screen assembly had gaps behind it before.
And Gurman said there's going to be a new lamination technique that brings the display closer to the front cover. So everything is just, I think they're just shrinking things inside and maximizing the space to give us a bigger battery.
And I've definitely heard that it's important to you to have that screen and the glass really close together in iPads, in the Apple Watch, obviously as well. So that's a good thing for you. Laminated displays on the Apple Watch.
No, but seriously, it does make a huge up until like last week. My mom had the iPad 5, the 5th gen, the original budget iPad. I just hated it. It was it's so bad. Like it's just the gap is horrible. But anyways,
no, Sony I had that one as well until I had the iPad Air, the 4th gen.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can tell the difference, but it also didn't really bother me at all.
Sony apparently has. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, but Sony phone. I mean, Sony's got like what 0.0000001% market share. So
Hmm.
they don't really. I don't really care about them.
Hey,
Anyways.
they're allowed to have cool stuff, and that's the thing. Sony comes up with really cool ideas, and nobody pays any attention.
Because they don't. Yeah, they don't do enough marketing. Like I never
No.
hear about new Sony phones. Anyways.
And we could have ended up with the iMac. Did you hear what the other name was going to be for it originally? I don't know if you've ever heard the story, but
No.
there's a book that I listened to called Insanely Simple by Ken Siegel. He was one of the marketing guys at Day that worked with Apple all the way through, and he was the guy that actually named the iMac. And the name that Steve Jobs wanted to use, because he was a massive fan of Sony at the time, was the Mac Man, as a play on Walkman.
Oh wow, Mac Man. That would have been a
How
really
awful
interesting name. Wow.
But obviously, the I then stood for internet and innovation and inspiration and all the other stuff that I can, individual and everything else. And that was kind of what they wanted to do, was kind of play on it. But they had the original iMacs with both different names, sort of. I don't know how they did it, silk screened onto them or whatever they do, as to try it out, because it was that close to going the other way.
I see. Wow,
I just thought that was an interesting story.
Yeah. I bet AirPods won't happen. To be fair, like considering that we usually see press releases for AirPods, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see it.
I will be devastated if it is an Apple event that we get the iPhones and the Apple Watch and we don't get AirPods. And I'll tell you why. If that's the whole event.
Yeah.
I don't want a new iPhone at the minute. My 12 Pro Max is like banging. That's what we're watching on right now. That's what's picking up the detail of this nose issue that I have going on. The Apple Watch that I've got is the SE. I bought this last year.
Yeah.
Just finished paying for it because I did it on the PayPal credit just to find out how that worked. And I want something from this event. And if I can't have an M1X Mac, which would be the Mac Mini is the one that I want, I'm going to get myself some AirPods. And if I don't get my AirPods, I'm going to be really annoyed.
You see, I was waiting for AirPods 3, but then there was a sale on AirPods Pro for $179. So I was like, you know what, I'll give them a go. So initially the rubber tips, like they just kept falling out of my ears. Like I remember getting the original pair in 2019, and I just found them really uncomfortable. Now, for some reason, they're amazing. They fit my ears perfectly. I love them, and I'm not going back to the regular AirPods for the time being.
Okay, see, I'm on the regular AirPods. I'm on the 2nd gen. Bought them, I guess, a little while after they came out as 2nd gen, probably like 6 months or so after the 2nd gen happened. They've been through the laundry here. So they have been washed and dried.
My regular, yeah. I've done the same 2 times with my old pair. Yeah.
They've got a really funky kind of shape to them now, where the seam around them is kind of slightly split, so you can see between the bits. But they still work.
Yeah,
absolute champs.
Question actually. So Minchi Kuo, he said that AirPods 2 would stay alongside AirPods 3. What are your thoughts on that? Do you see that happening?
I think he really hedged his bets, because he went, they might or they might not. He said they might stay alongside and they'd stay at the same price, and then the new ones would be more expensive, or they won't. And the new ones will be at the same price as the old ones. And but I kind of feel like, especially if Apple is going to go portless eventually, they need to have a budget pair of AirPods. I think that would be really a good idea, to keep the original design around as AirPods SE at $100. Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense.
I agree 100%.
Then you go 150 for the AirPods 3. Excuse me. You go 150 for the AirPods 3. You get the wireless charging case built into that price. You get spatial audio on that. Then when you go up to your AirPods Pro, they're the 250s or whatever it is. I think they could probably afford to bring them down a little bit, and then maybe do a crazy version of AirPods that are at like 300 before you get up to the AirPods Max. But
you see, I was really sad that we never saw the you know how John Prosser said there was going to be 2 versions of AirPods Max, like a
sporty
budget,
one.
a sporty one, a budget sporty one. I was waiting for that because I just can't justify getting AirPods, and I just can't justify spending £550 on headphones. Like, it's just too much.
Could still be coming, but I was walking. I was so close to buying some AirPods Max because I was walking through Computer Exchange CEX over here, which is like
CEX,
basically our version of like pawn shop, kind of, you know, not pawn shop. Keep my monetization. Yeah. But like used electrical goods, and it was A grade condition, which basically means you can't tell they've been used, and they were $379 for a pair of red pinks, whatever they are, and I was like,
ooh, that's a tempting deal. That's a tempting deal. Okay, I would go for that. Yeah, I would have went with that.
I think if they'd been $350, it might have just tipped me, but I was like, ooh. I kind of did a lap.
See, now I went for that. Now I'll maybe in the future I'll go to CX and see what they're selling AirPods Max for. If it does go to 350, then I might pick that up.
That's not a bad deal.
That's not a bad deal.
That's a spicy potato right there. Okay.
So if Apple holds 3 events as full, no iPads tomorrow. If 2 events, iPads tomorrow.
So my thought originally was that we would see at this first event iPhones, Apple Watch, MacBooks.
Okay.
And then the second event, the other event, I don't think there'll be 3. The second event would be iPad, iPad Air and iPad Mini and software. So I think, because I do think that we are going to get a Final Cut update, which is potentially going to come to the iPads. And I don't think it'll just be to the Pros. I think it will come to all of the iPads.
Okay, interesting.
But I think you'll have less tracks available, if you like. So it'll basically limit you in terms of, based on your RAM that you have available. So I think that's what they would do with it. I also really want them to add live streaming to Final Cut. I think that would be a really good addition to Final Cut. Sits kind of alongside what they would be doing with, is it MainStage? That's like the live audio thing that they do for Logic.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's part of Logic or if it's related to Logic. But yeah, I think something like that would be great. A competitor to OBS, and it can tie in all of your iPhones or iPad cameras or anything like that, and you can use them as angles. And you can just do it natively. Because, I mean, right now I'm using my iPhone 12 Pro Max over Wi-Fi using Iriun Cam to stream it to my Mac, which then has to bounce it through OBS to send it to this. Which is
a hassle,
not simple. And now I've frozen, apparently. Just as I start talking about it, the computer decides that's it. That's all we're getting.
I agree.
And there goes my Wi-Fi. Oh, and we're back. Oh, hey, there's looking for phone. Looking for phone. I know, but it's.
I love how you're explaining how this works, and it just fails on you.
And then that's when it just decides, no, we're done. We've had it. So yeah, good times. Let me just see if we can. Oh, I'm back. I didn't do anything, but it just fixed itself. That's cool. But yeah.
So I agree that would be. Yeah, no, the live streaming feature for Final Cut could actually be a massive thing for them. Yeah, I would agree. I agree with that. As for Evan's question, I'm gonna say, I think Gurman's information does make sense, because Apple used to have an October event focused for the Mac and the iPad. Like, that's always been pre-COVID times. That's been a thing. So I think iPads, even if we have if it's 2 events, I think iPads are going to be pushed back. Now, the iPad 9 is the only anomaly because, well, the iPad 9 is not really that exciting. Like, there's not much to talk about. But the iPad Mini 6, I think they'll push back to an October event.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
What are the origins of the podcast name? Well, 941 is the in the wallpapers. You know, you get the reference.
I was just trying to find a picture of that. Let me find it. Publicity shot.
$50 $50 for new AirPods would be a great deal, but Apple would never do it.
I see that not happening at all.
AirPods SE, yes, exactly. Chef's kiss, yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think AirPod SE is a thing that might happen. Like, I think everything SE is a thing that can happen.
Yeah, I agree. Digitimes is wrong. Well, yeah, most of the time they are, yes.
No,
yes.
Not most of the time.
Well, sometimes they contradict themselves, and then
what are they? 63% accurate or something?
Actually, 64%. So surprisingly, that's not that bad. Like, it could be worse.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to take the piss out of them, though. Absolutely hilarious.
If Apple releases Final Cut for the iPad, where will that leave LimaFusion? You see, okay, I think Apple should buy LimaFusion. I've always been. I think that would make perfect sense. Use that as like the groundworks for Final Cut for iPad, and voila, you have Final Cut for the iPad.
I would say though that Final Cut for the iPad is not going to be far off Final Cut for Apple Silicon because it's all running on ARM. I know it's built in a different system, so I think it's built in AppKit instead of something else, whatever it's called, or it's the other one. I'm not a dev, as you can probably tell from all of my detailed knowledge. But yeah, there's basically two different frameworks that they use. One's for iPad stuff and iOS stuff, and the other one for the Mac. Maybe it's Cocoa. Maybe that's from Mac OS 10.2. I can't remember. But yeah, I think that what they will probably do is overhaul Final Cut so it's more native for the Apple Silicon stuff, and then that will run through to the iPad. I think they're just going to take the opportunity to rebuild it because it's been around for quite some time now, even as Final Cut 10. And Apple was supposed to be going to this kind of broadcasting association thing this month, or maybe in October. I can't quite remember. And I think when it was in October, that was when I was saying, that's when they'll do the iPads then, and then they'll launch it, because that was the last time they attended the event. They bought out every advertising slot and they launched Final Cut Pro 10.
Ah, I see.
That was the last time they attended. I think it's the National Association of Broadcasters. It's a Las Vegas show. And I think it's in October. But yeah, they were down to attend, and then all references to Apple disappeared from it. And I wonder if Apple went, no, don't tell anyone. Don't tell people we're keeping that a secret.
Hopefully we do see that. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways,
and when they're talking about broadcast as well, that says might be live streaming and live TV type stuff,
Ah, yeah, true. Okay, Evan gives us an interesting question. You're both on pace for 10K subs around the same time. Wager, loser hosts the other show for a day.
I'm fine to do that, but I've already got that going with Tech Hyped.
That's the thing. I think we should focus on the Tech Hype versus iCaveDave fight. I mean, the race to 8K, or no, the race to what? Just
10.
What went?
It was 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's 10 with okay.
That was the race.
Yeah, we need to.
And he's, I think, 200 subs ahead of me at the minute.
Oh.
But I think when we decided to do it, he was about 4,000 subs ahead of me.
Oh wow! Okay, wow.
I have gained, but I think he's been going for about 4 years. So yeah. But yeah, it's been quite fun. But yeah, I mean, I'd absolutely play with anyone with this kind of thing because it's just a laugh. Like we're all trying to get subs. We're all trying to get growth on the channels and stuff, and it's just fun. Like it just gives us a bit of beef. As you said, we need some beef.
No, Joe, don't say that. Please don't say that. The drought has been tough these last 3 months. Please, I just want hardware. Just no.
Hardware beef. Steaks. Right, what are we talking about?
Digitimes, that's understandable. I wonder if Apple would release a universal FCP app and charge the same rates. So if you don't have a Final Cut Pro and want a standalone iPad version, it still costs the full amount.
I think they would.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the other thing we have seen is that they have registered Final Cut Pro and iWork, I think, as well, as potentially to be.
I'm scared they're going to turn into subscriptions. That's what you see. I'm hoping they honor, like, whoever's already paid for Final Cut. They just get to keep it.
I think they would.
We'll see.
But I think what they might be doing is like a Final Cut Plus or like a Pro Apps Plus kind of subscription, where you don't just get the software, but you also get like additional titles and transitions and packs and stuff that get added on over time. Kind of what they do with GarageBand. Like they're always releasing new packs of sounds and clips and samples and stuff, but that's not something they seem to do for Final Cut. And maybe if there was a small subscription, if you've paid for it up front, or a larger subscription if you just want to pay for it monthly, that would work. And I understand why everyone hates the idea of doing like subscription software, but at the same time, $300 is a lot to pay out in one lump when you don't know if it's going to be the thing for you. And I understand they have a trial, and I understand that kind of thing, but at the same time, like £300 or $300 is a big jump over. I think a lot more people would use it if it was $8 a month or $10 a month or whatever it might be.
Yeah, so valid. I'm just hoping they keep offering both options. Just don't force, because I don't know about Adobe, but that's just a subscription, right? You can't like pay.
You can't buy it outright.
Yeah.
But they also, it's a little bit different with Adobe because they used to charge you for each big new version as well, I think. Whereas now you kind of just subscribe. And the thing is, Apple used to as well. Like if you wanted Lion, it was £29. On top of what you had for Snow Leopard. And then finally they went to doing all the big versions for free. And I think Leopard might have been $100 over what Tiger, like if you had Tiger. So, I think Apple's moved away from that. And I think if you had it, you would get it forever at that price. And if you subscribed, you would always get the updates as well. So I think, it would probably... I can't imagine they're going to rip it away from people that have already bought it. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It'd be uproar.
Yeah, LumaFusion. Yeah. I've heard... I haven't used it personally, but I've heard good things about it. People love it. So yeah.
Oh, I use it.
Oh, really? Oh, wait. In the past or... I'm assuming in the past, yeah.
A bit of both. So if I'm out and about, like if... coming up this week, in fact, Wednesday for work, I've got to stay over in a hotel for the night. So I'm not going to have my big old Mac Mini set up here. Although in the past I have just unplugged the Mac Mini and taken it with me to a hotel, plugged it into the hotel TV. That works too. But for this week, I'll probably film on my phone and then edit it on my iPad and LumaFusion. Just to make sure that I've got that day's... Yeah, I mean, it's really good. But when we were at the BBC Good Food Show the other week, we were doing some social media stuff for work that I went around the whole place and did a time-lapse video and then edited it in LumaFusion so we could speed up, slow down, all that sort of stuff. Like you can do all that kind of thing, which is a little bit more advanced than you can do with iMovie. Not as good as you can do with Final Cut. There's no animated titles and things like that. You do lose a bit of it, but you've got like 3 tracks of video, 3 tracks of audio, I think. So it's pretty good. It's not bad at all.
Decent.
Yeah, I like
Tech
it.
Hyped might surpass because true at the beta. That's I mean, he is. He's really good at.
He's the beta king of those. He's very quick.
He's a king. Yeah, true. Hello. Apple could utilize cloud rendering to speed up large workloads for a sub fee of $5 to $10 per month and up. Yeah, true. They could. Yeah, fair enough.
So so you know why I leaned over to the side.
Yeah,
my TV monitor decided to turn itself off.
Okay.
It stays on for 4 hours and then it turns off, and we're back again. So my lighting probably changed a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining as well.
Best people on the planet. Absolutely.
And people just saying, hey, being friendly in the chat. Good to see.
I like it. I like a little bit.
That's the end of the chat. So, I mean...
Oh, no. What
Now,
do we do now?
what do we do?
Could do some curls. I've got a dumbbell. Just turn it into like a fitness channel.
Oh,
Or
we got
not.
one more person.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Moobot, for stopping by. I appreciate that. Thank
Mr.
you.
Moober, is he one of your subscribers?
He's a good friend. He's a fellow YouTuber.
Excellent. Oh,
He
I will
makes
check him
great
out.
like computer like Windows stuff.
Oh,
What do you expect? Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
You go.
I was just going to answer Evan's question. Evan thankfully gave us a topic to cover. What do you expect from Apple Macs in 2022?
M2, M2X, and probably some Mac Pros. M2. I think I put up a thing and I caused some controversy on Twitter. Oh, I've been wrecking Twitter today. I don't know if you've seen my post.
Oh, I haven't.
I really upset people because I said
I see this myself. What's this controversy?
I said 97% of people, an SD card reader or USB-C on an iPhone will make absolutely zero difference.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And
okay.
So everyone's come at me. I say everyone, like a dozen people have come at me.
This blew up. 525.
It really did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge. Okay.
So this is what I'm coming to, right? So I said that, and all these people come in. Oh, you've got no evidence. What's your statistics for this? And I went, well, at the moment, there's 200 people that have liked this, and there's about 5 of you that have said that it's a problem. So that's about 97% of people that don't care.
You see, I'm in the minority here because I have an iPad with Lightning, an iPhone with Lightning. Lightning's just more convenient for me. Yep. Like, if anything, I would actually prefer having a Lightning charger on my MacBook. Just having one. Like, the thing that annoys me about Apple is that they can't decide whether they want USB Type-C or Lightning to be the standard. Like, they make one the standard, I'm completely fine with that. Just don't use both.
I don't mind. Like, I wasn't saying USB-C should never happen. I'm saying for most people, because most people don't have a MacBook and don't have all of the other stuff. They have an iPhone and they will just be annoyed if you change the connector. There are still people that are mad that we're not using a 30-pin from the iPhone 4s.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're really sad about it still. But yes, one thing that I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, do we need to finish this question? Oh, no.
There's another. No, there's a new question. But we'll answer that. We'll answer that. Wait,
go.
No. Okay. Saw on Twitter, iPhone SE3 maybe tomorrow. What's your thoughts?
No. My thoughts are no.
I think Max Weinbach was hinting at this. Maybe I don't think so. We'll probably like the SE is very much like a March, April release for Apple. Yeah. So expect that in 2022.
I thought Max Weinbach's job was what color is it going to be? I thought that was all he did.
Well, he said, okay, many iPads are coming out this year, and then he says iPhone SE3 maybe. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Nah.
Anyways,
next year it's still going to look like an iPhone 8, and no one's going to care. It's just going to have an A15 in it.
I'm kind of disappointed. But I can't lie. Like I don't understand why the SE sells so well. Like I just don't understand. Like that's the only Apple product I just have I completely hate. I think it's a bad deal, in my opinion.
I think the one thing they could do to make it better is put it in the iPhone XR chassis. That would be better.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
That would make sense. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to say, look, I just want to get this out before I forget. So, pattern the Apple Gamer. Yes. Good idea. What I wanted to say is I'm working on trying to do a virtualized version of Linux that I can then run Steam on.
Oh.
Because they've put a lot of support into Vulkan and stuff so that you can actually play a lot of the Windows Steam games
on
using that. So I'm working on that at the minute. It's a pain at the minute. I've installed Arch, I think. But if anyone's got any tips on what is a good version of Linux to play around with, I was even trying to find the actual Steam OS, but hard. It's hard. I'm going to try and do it though because I think it would be really cool.
So if you guys can help Dave out, put in the comments and the live chat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. God, I wish we had USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4, and that was the only connector that exists in the world of computer electronics. I just want one standard, really. That's it. Like whether it's Lightning, USB Type-C, just something. Just make it one standard.
Yep, it would be really cool. but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Totally agree, man. Connectors should be standard. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Who
they
do
should
you
be, but they're
think?
not.
Yeah. Who do you think will take over from Tim Cook when he retires?
You can go first on this one. I've already covered it on my show.
I forgot his name. The Mac guy, the guy that covered the M1, that basically covered the M1 Max. I forgot his name.
Air Force One.
Not Air Force One. No.
Okay.
The other the hot. Well,
The hot one.
The hardware guy.
Okay.
I forgot his name. I've forgotten his name. Great. Okay. German covered it in his report.
Yeah. I know who you
I'll
mean.
search it. Let's
Yeah.
go for his.
I know who you mean. John. Is it John Turn?
John Turner. Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. I've just got to.
Go ahead. John Turner. That's who I think will take over. I think John Turner probably gonna be because like there's one thing I've noticed is that a lot of Apple execs are really old, and like by the time Tim retires, they're probably gonna be near the age of retirement as well. Whereas John Turner looks like somebody who is, I think he's pretty young, like in his mid-30s, I think, and he's a hardware guy. It would be nice to have a hardware guy as CEO again, because like Tim's great, but Tim, he's a logistics guy. Like he loves, trying to maximize profits and maximizing the supply chain and what they have. Like the iPhone SE wouldn't happen if Steve Jobs was still around. So, a hardware guy would be appreciated.
And I'm back.
Yeah. Yes, that was my rant about that.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't hear that because I was too far away. I had to let my wife in.
Well, who do you think is going to take over? What are your thoughts?
So most likely would be Jeff
Williams,
COO at the
right?
minute.
Yeah.
He would be the most likely if it had to be now. Everyone wants Craig Federighi. He would be really cool, but I don't think it's going to happen because it just doesn't make too much sense.
He's expressed he doesn't want to do it as well. I mean,
yeah,
he said it many times. So yeah,
absolutely.
The thing is, how old is Jeff Williams though? Because he's also getting pretty. Like I've just noticed the whole exec team is pretty old. That's why I said John. Because that's why John Turner is probably like the youngest guy who could actually serve Apple for a decade maybe before retiring.
It's just sprung to me. John Turnus, isn't it? I think.
Oh, John Turnus. Yes,
we were
yes.
Close.
Apologies.
But I couldn't work out in my head quite what the name was. But yes. But yeah, I agree. They are all robots. Steve Jobs. Yeah,
that would be. Yeah. I'm thinking of upgrading my SE2 and get the iPhone 100%. Don't. I hate the SE2 with a passion. Get the 13 mini, much better phone. Or even the 12 mini. Like the 12 mini will probably be like £500 maybe. I've already seen it for like £500. So it'll probably be cheaper.
I think the SE is really a phone that's there for sales teams, for example. It's the work phone. You know what I mean? It's like the low
second
price.
phone. Yeah.
It's current, but it's not what you really want.
Evan has, I think, the answer to your question. Install
Pop for Linux, and
then it's easy to install, and you can use a virtual machine. Okay, go ahead.
Brilliant. So I have what is it? I've downloaded UTM is what I'm hopefully going to use to install it with, which seems to be like a QEMU front end thing. It's quite good. Yeah. Okay,
Apple Patton the Apple Gamer would love to help out. Cool.
DM me, hit me up in the DMs on Twitter.
Sean Prosser will take over.
Yes, 100%.
That would.
But I'm only in for it if it's revealed at an event where Tim Cook does the abseiling thing again, the Mission Impossible thing, and then pulls off.
Yeah.
And it's John Prosser underneath. That would be wonderful.
That would be amazing. To be honest, like a fun CEO would be nice to have. Like I can imagine John just tweeting things like, "Oh, we're just working on the iPhone 17 now. Just casually working on it."
Well, this is what I was thinking about this in terms of what would have happened if Elon Musk had actually taken over as the CEO of Apple.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was a thing that might have happened at one point. if Apple had bought Tesla and he'd gone, but I'm going to be the CEO.
That was a crazy story, but anyways, hypothetical.
You've run out of money and now you think you're going to run the company. Okay, cool. But it would be like they'd be building iPhones in a field like they're doing with the Starship. Just be having people
Just
like
imagine
just
that, like,
tweeting out pictures
yeah,
of stuff they're working on. It would
you
be
can
crazy.
you can at Elon just saying, "Oh, when's the iPhone SE3 dropping?" And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, just coming out April. Yeah, just expect it then,
And then it'd be out the following April, and not that April. Like,
Yes.
we're having some production issues. Everyone that's pre-ordered it last year, sorry, it's coming. Like, that's what it'd be.
Lamau,
It'd be fun.
yes. I hope it's a woman. Who's the retail head? Her name, I've forgotten.
Deirdre O'Brien.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I would love to see her as well. I mean, I'm completely open with that as well. Yeah.
Some knowledge right there.
Exactly. You know the names.
Boom.
Pop OS.
Pop
I think
OS.
That's
the Linux thing again, isn't it? We're going back to that. That's otherwise it just sounds really random. That is just
Pop OS.
Typed in Pop OS. But yeah, we understand.
Thank you, Mr. Moobot, for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And I'll be right back.
We got boring. We must have got boring. If everyone's leaving, they're all just going for a break now. How long have we been going? Like
45 minutes.
That's not bad.
1 hour. I'm assuming. Let's aim for 1 hour. So yeah,
okay.
we've done quite well.
So one thing that we did want to talk about. Now we talked about in the DMs on this, and we've just talked about SpaceX. There is a bunch of stuff going on at the minute, which you guys might be aware of, called Inspiration 4. And I am a massive space geek, and I really enjoy looking at starships and the booster BN4 and all the stuff that's going on over in Boca Chica at the minute. But this Inspiration 4 mission is basically a charity mission. It's the first completely commercial charter of a SpaceX flight. They're taking a Dragon up into space for 4 people that have never flown in space before. One is a billionaire. He's basically chartered it, and they're going up for 3 days in orbit, and then they're coming back down, and they're doing a bunch of kind of science during the time that they're there. And they're using Apple stuff to do it. So they're taking iPhone 12 Pro, they're taking Apple Watch, and they're taking iPad minis, apparently. And I thought it would be really interesting because it apparently is kind of SpaceX that has kind of nominated the Apple gear to be used, which I was surprised about because Elon does knock Apple quite often into online stuff.
But he did say he does use Apple products. I believe he said that. Yeah, so...
because they're good. Why would he put himself through using Android? Why would people do that? I don't understand. But yeah. Oh, because it's got USB-C charging. I don't care. We've been through this. But I really want Apple to reveal at the event maybe if the iPad Mini 6 is coming and we're sending that to space. Like,
that would be.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I think that would be just an awesome, like, little launch thing to do, to be like, here's the new iPad Mini, and here's its first mission. You know what I mean? That would be just really cool. And if you're interested in any of this stuff, you can follow it all on Netflix, because Netflix are kind of doing a mini documentary about it. They've put out 4 episodes so far, each 45 minutes. It's not a huge amount of stuff to watch. But the launch is the day after the Apple event as well. It's on the 15th, on Wednesday. Oh, cool. So that's going to be pretty cool. And they've also said that they're closing off all the roads around Boca Chica, which is where the Starships are being built, on Friday. So it's a pretty cool week for me. Because if they're closing off those roads, they might be launching some stuff, or they might be doing some static fires or some stuff like that. And as it's a 3-day mission, on Saturday, I think they'll be landing as well.
Nice. We got a question from FB London.
Kind of fun.
How much life do you think is left in smartphones before they are replaced with something else? Okay.
The concept of smartphones. This is not individual smartphones.
Yeah. I think as soon as Apple Glass comes, I think Apple Glass will probably be like the Apple Watch at the beginning, where it's an accessory to the iPhone, but slowly it's going to become its own thing, in my opinion. I think AR is going to be the future. I think that's going to be the future. I think the iPhone eventually will be replaced by that. So there's probably still like a decade to go for smartphones in general. Maybe we see like folding phones in between, the iPhone Fold or something, but AI is the future.
I'm really struggling to care about folding phones.
I want a fold. You see, if Apple gave you an iPhone Fold, like I would pay 2,000. I would buy.
I
I would try. Yeah, go ahead.
I would be interested if Apple did something with it.
Because you see, the big issue right now with a lot, like with the Galaxy Fold, for example, is the fact that they're trying to make Android run on a tablet-sized display, which obviously is going to mean like a lot of apps are unoptimized, and it's just not a nice experience. Whereas Apple could
We
just put
have iPad.
iPadOS. Yeah, exactly. So it would be perfect. So I'm hoping we see it very soon.
Yeah, I can see why that would be cool. I still don't think they've quite worked out how you make the screens that fold and
This
are
is where
durable enough.
LG Display has apparently they've got this new type of plastic that's as hard as glass and has no crease, and it's going into production in 2023, which, by the way, we've heard about the iPhone Fold going into production in 2023, and LG and Apple are best friends, LG Display and Apple. So maybe the iPhone Fold uses this. Who knows?
That would make sense. Like,
yeah.
as I say, I'm not opposed to the idea of them. I just don't think they kind of solve anything at the minute. They're just kind of, oh, well, you can make it fold, so we should make it fold. Like, it doesn't.
I think MKBHD made a good point where when the folding part becomes an extra feature and it's just a regular phone, that's when like foldables will take off. Because right now there's so many compromises for that folding fav. You know, you've got if for example it's super thick, it's got a very thin cover display that's unusable. So yeah, hopefully in the next few years they can sort that out.
Yeah. Hopefully in the next few years,
your phone has disappeared.
Hopefully in the next few years, I can get a phone that connects properly. Let's just poke it, see what happens, what's going on.
Thank you to the 4 people on that is dedication. Oh, 7. It's a 7 on YouTube, 4 here. Okay, I'm just gonna go off the YouTube chat. 7. Thank you. That's impressive.
Oh, am I coming back? I look like a piece of pop art or something. It's not as dark as it appears in this room.
Looking for the phone.
And I'm gone again. I don't know who the cat is. I didn't
provide who is
This is strange. So maybe
Andy.
Oh my. This is exciting. For anyone that's listening to the podcast, this isn't probably the best. This isn't the best part of it.
Evan's got a question, thankfully. What will disappoint tomorrow?
The connection to my iPhone. I'm really confused about what's happening.
If iPhones are more expensive, I still refuse to believe that's going to be the case, but if iPhones are somehow more expensive, I will be annoyed.
Yeah, I don't see why they would be. And the main reason for that is I know they've said that TSMC might be putting up their prices. But even if they are from the beginning of October, Apple's already ordered 100 million of these chips.
Exactly. Apple's already locked the price in for the year. And Apple's their biggest supplier, so they're going to honor their price. Like it really should not be any reason for and Dave's stream is just having a and
I am giving you a thumbs up, but
it's like
difficult to know.
Yeah, your stream is still like I can hear your audio perfectly fine. It's just
I know I've run out of frames per second is the issue.
Yeah.
It's a buffering thing. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, thank you for coming back, Patton the Apple Gamer. I appreciate that. We're just watching Dave's iPhone freak out and
hard.
Yeah,
we're gonna do this, and we're gonna start it again. That's what we're gonna do.
Meanwhile, guys, give us questions, please. I will keep
us on track. Somebody needs to.
Oh, Evan, thank you saving the day.
You know, it's working fine. I don't know what everyone's problem is.
Where can we find? Okay, so pre-event, Dave's gonna be on Tech Hype. So this is gonna be a bit of a choice for you guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna be with Alex and really? You're gonna be on 2 different streams. Oh wow, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna be on Alex and Patrick's stream. You're gonna be on Tech Hype, and
his channel has blown up just recently.
Yeah. Oh, well, Alex. I mean, he's a
Three
really
and a
nice.
half thousand
Yeah.
subs in a month.
His iPhone 13 videos. I don't know how he pulls it off. Like he got like 20, 30K views per video. That's
Crazy.
incredible.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he's done a great job.
yes, I will be with them, and then Dave's going to be with Tech Hyped, and
And
yeah.
also with Mock Sequence.
Oh, wait,
So
wait, when is he doing his stream? Is that going to be simultaneously at the same?
So they're both doing a stream from 5 till 6, and I'm doing half an hour with each.
Ah, okay. I'll try and pop up in the chat while I'm on the stream with Patrick and Alex. Or
Definitely paying attention to everything. and then we'll be doing, or I'll be doing, a live stream afterwards on my channel. And I think you said that you're going to pop on briefly.
I will try. I'll see.
A little bit,
obviously, I need to try and I need to get the video out. Yeah, so we'll see.
We'll all be getting our videos out. Don't worry, because the thing is, everyone goes away as soon as the event happens, and then there's like Brian Tong and me on YouTube that are live. Although I'll stand still and do my ventriloquist act, so that you can't see the lips moving at all. And then I'll probably I feel like I'm gonna plug it in for the next time that I do this. So I feel like that's.
It's back. Okay, Patton, give another question. Okay, do you think Apple will increase or decrease prices for us in the UK? In-app purchases have been reduced recently, so fingers crossed that translates to products.
Even like Final Cut has gone down by 50 quid.
Did the iPad Pros go down in price? The iPad, did they? Because that would indicate if they went down in price, then that would indicate the iPhones would follow suit. Or the iMac, the M1 iMac.
Apple.com/. Okay. I don't think they did.
They did. Because the older 11-inch was $799, I think, in the UK. So it's now $749.
Sure it was $749. I'm sure it was $749
was it?
already.
Let me search this up. 2022.
But I can check Macs because I definitely know the pricing on those. $12.99 for a MacBook Pro M1, which is still the same, and Mac Mini, $6.99. That's not changed.
But I'm assuming 2021 releases would be the one that would indicate
24-inch iMac.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was the 21.5? How much was that? The same price?
Oh, the iMac is $12.49. Did it start at $12.99 or was it always $12.49?
No, I think it was $12.99. I think the iPad as well. I just checked to $7.99. It used to be $7.99, so they've dropped by 50. So maybe the iPad's dropped by 50 years. I mean, so that would mean $649 for the Mini, $749 for the regular, $949 for the Pro, and $1049 for the Pro Max.
Nice.
Maybe. That'd be nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's so $12.49, right? Was it $12.49 that you saw?
Yeah, it's $12.49 now. Yep.
Okay.
Happy days.
Cool. So yes, cheaper prices,
which is always nice. I still think the new iMacs look astonishing. I think they look great.
I saw the new iMac in person, and I can't lie, the white bezels look worse in person, in my opinion.
Really?
I don't know.
You're going to be so sad when the MacBook Pros come out with white bezels.
That's gonna. I mean, I might get the MacBook Pros just for that. Like if that is the case, but because you know how at the event they said it's like light gray bezels instead of white, and that's very much the case in person.
They said light.
It's not white bezels. It's this light gray that I'm not a big fan of in person.
If you want white, you got to go for that one up there.
Yep.
That bad boy.
Yep, I would agree. 949 for the regular Pro. That would make sense. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see tomorrow. So yeah.
There's me. I'm back. Face.
Oh, last question. Should we end on this then? Last question.
Sure.
Okay. Will Apple appear indoors or outdoors?
Tim Apple.
I think Tim Apple. I don't even. Tim Apple. Outdoors. I think because there's a lot of focus on the California in the invite California streaming. I feel like they're gonna. Like I've seen a theory floating around that maybe the invite was taken on the iPhone 13, like the image, and maybe like they somehow integrate that into Actually, no, but they wouldn't announce the iPhones first, would they? Like, imagine if they like just zoomed out and then it was just the iPhone with the viewfinder.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like look, we took this on the iPhone. But they would, but they usually reveal the iPhones at the end. So,
But it zooms in via a satellite
that would
into
be
the iPhone,
yeah, that would
and
be
then Tim
insane.
Cook walks in.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, but I think outdoors. There's a lot of focus. Like John. I think John said a few weeks ago on the
They were
on the
filming
Junior,
off-site.
and this is the invites are very much focused on the California area. So I feel like the satellite thing would tie in perfectly. Astrophotography mode, portrait video mode, maybe they showcase that outside. Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of outdoor shots in this event. In my opinion.
My other thought was, what if they do the on-stage portions live, and that's the California streaming? So Tim Cook is actually doing it, introducing it live, and then goes over to the recorded segments.
What if they're streaming off the iPhone 13? I remember Samsung did a similar thing
via satellite.
What? That would blow my mind. That would be insane. That would be.
Some people have been saying it's going to come through Starlink as well for the satellite stuff, but everything else has been saying it's going to be this Global Star thing, and then someone else said that Global Star has actually sold all their satellites and they're just selling the bandwidth they had because they went out of business. But what if Apple bought the satellites?
Maybe.
What if they're now Apple branded, like they've got a glowing Apple logo on the side of the satellites?
That would be pretty cool.
From a firmware update.
That would be pretty cool. I would be completely down for that. Anyways, Patton the Apple Gamer says, I have a MacBook Air 2015 waiting for a yellow MacBook Air. Lol.
Oh, I was going to say, MacBook Air 2015, you have my deepest sympathies. That's the one with big old aluminium bezels.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. Yeah. Beautiful. Although I had a 2011 MacBook Air, which I've still got. It's just over there. And it's the 11-inch. I like the 11-inch size.
The 11-inch. I never had. I needed
the cheapest of cheap Mac.
No, I see. Yeah. That was what, $799, right? I think $799.
No, it was,
$899.
I feel like it was $999 when I bought it, and then they came down afterwards. But yeah, it's so little. Oh, I'm going the wrong way because
Nice American accent. Yeah, Dave's accent was the good morning was perfection.
Good morning. Welcome to Apple Park.
I'm not even going to try doing American. I can't do accents in general, so I'm just going to stick.
You do a beautiful English accent.
Well, thank you, but that's
I'm surprised you're not on the BBC.
That is that the end. I guess that's the end.
Yeah, you have to sing the theme tune though, for the goodbyes, because we haven't really done any of that stuff. But if you like this format, I mean, we are literally just taking the questions. I feel like we should maybe have some topics prepared. This is really more about like chatting ahead of time, and then I think we should take some questions from the chat. But maybe we don't necessarily need to do every comment.
Fair enough.
Just a thought.
Fair enough. Maybe we have a section.
I enjoy it.
Maybe we have a section to in the podcast where we just answer questions. Maybe.
Yes.
But yes,
and we encourage them all to come together.
This is more of a test, and we were just talking about the Apple event. But in the future, we'll probably have articles to cover, like, I don't know, Minchi Flow, Digitimes, the sorts.
Yes, Digitimes and accuracy. But yes, thank you so much to the hardcore that have come to support this. I've really enjoyed it. What are you doing in terms of tomorrow? Are you not doing anything before the live streams, or are you putting out anything tonight? Should we expect a 2 a.m. video?
Obviously 2 a.m. as per usual. Probably an iPhone video. We'll see. Before the event, before the pre-stream, what am I going to do? I don't know. Thing is, the problem is
the pre-stream sounds dirty. I'm just going to put it out there. Just reconsider your phrase.
The pre-event stream Pre-event stream, is that fine? Is that worse? I don't know. Pre-event stream. The stream I'm gonna be doing like with Patrick and Alex. That one, just that one. Yeah, that's. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It depends on. See. It depends because EvLeaks might give us another iPhone 12 like leak. It just drops the official renders hours before the event. I don't know if I want to cover that, but I'll probably just. I don't know. I'll just be looking out for that. So we'll
okay, all right. I'm excited. It's going to be a good event. Saran, thank you very much for being the co-host and in fact the host because you set all this up and got the channel and stuff
done.
My
first live streaming, fun,
you did the sexy logo. But yeah, thank you very much, and we will see you guys in the next one.
See you guys. See ya.
See you, peeps.